Today we're talking about Amazon ECS. Here's what we're going to cover: what Amazon ECS is and how it works, the launch types like EC2 versus Fargate, the key components including clusters, tasks, and services, how ECS orchestrates containers, and the common use cases and pricing. So Amazon ECS is a fully managed container orchestration service that allows you to run Docker containers on AWS. It handles the scheduling, placement, and scaling of your containers across a cluster of servers. Think of it like a smart manager for your containers. You tell ECS, I need 10 copies of this container running, and ECS figures out where to place them, monitors them, and replaces them if they fail. There's no need to manage your own orchestration software because ECS is deeply integrated with AWS services like ALB, CloudWatch, IAM, and VPC. ECS supports two launch types for running containers: the EC2 launch type, which you manage the EC2 instances that run your containers, you provision and scale the underlying servers, you have more control over infrastructure types and configurations, and you pay for the EC2 instances. The Fargate launch type is AWS manages the infrastructure for you. It's serverless, so no EC2 instances to manage. You just define CPU and memory for your containers, and you pay only for the resources your containers use. So ECS has three main components: clusters, which are logical groupings of tasks or services and contain EC2 instances or use Fargate. Task definitions are blueprints for your application. It defines which Docker images to use, CPU and memory requirements, networking, and IAM roles. It's like a recipe for running your containers. And tasks and services. A task is like a single running instance of a task definition, and a service maintains a desired number of tasks running at all times. So the typical workflow is: first, you create a task definition. Next, you create an ECS cluster. Then you run the task or create a service based on your task definition. And then ECS schedules containers onto available resources. And then finally, ECS monitors health and replaces failed containers automatically. ECS services can register with ALB or application load balancers for automatic load balancing and health checks. So ECS integrates tightly with ECR, where you're able to store your Docker images, ALB and NLB, which are used to load balance traffic to your containers, CloudWatch, which is used for logs and metrics for monitoring, IAM for task roles for fine-grained permissions, and Secrets Manager / Parameter Store for injecting secrets into containers. This deep integration makes ECS a powerful choice for containerized workloads on AWS. A real-world use case for web applications is deploying a containerized web app. You'd use Fargate for serverless deployment, and ECS handles scaling based on traffic. And for pricing, ECS itself is free. There's no charge for orchestration service. You only pay for the underlying resources like the EC2 launch type. You'd pay for the EC2 instances running in your cluster. And for the Fargate launch type, you pay for the vCPU and memory resources that your containers use. So that's Amazon ECS, a fully managed container orchestration for running Docker containers on AWS. If you found this helpful, let me know, and I'll see you in the next one.